This video is about a chukar hunt I went on. It's not really a how-to video like you're used to with my dove and quail video, but this is just basically the upland season's closing or coming to an end right now. So I went out all weekend on Saturday and Sunday, determined, Beck and I were determined to get at least one chukar this season. I'd been out a couple of times up in the Temblers, out to the El Paso range, and I struck out. And chukar hunting in the Mojave Desert is tough. It's not like other areas like Idaho, Southern Oregon, Northern California, parts of Nevada, where there's a lot of water sources for the chukar, or, this time of year there's snow on the ground, so they have water. Here in the Mojave and the western edge of Death Valley, there's hardly any water for them. So they're scarce, they're tough to hunt, they're wild as hell, and they live in inhospitable terrain. I mean, honestly, chukar hunting, in my opinion, is the hardest of all the hunting we have here in North America. I mean, even tougher than bighorn sheep. I mean, if I was lucky enough after 25 years of trying to draw a desert bighorn tag here in California, I'd get a trophy ram on day one. I mean, I know where they're at. Everybody knows where they're at. I'd get it on day one. Chukar aren't like that. You're going to strike out about 75% of the time, or, some of the areas out here, like the Death Valley area, you're going to strike out 95% of the time. So they're tough to hunt. And in this video, Beck and I basically went out for a weekend, took our Jeeps out, and basically I found some areas. One area I'm going to hunt first is on the western edge of Death Valley, and I'm going to try there. And if that doesn't pan out, I have an area that's been reliable for me in the past. I call it my chukar honey hole. And if push comes to shove, we'll go there, and we'll try to get a couple birds there if we're lucky. So on this hunt, I'm going to be shooting Kent upland steel, number 5s and 12 gauge. Yep, I'm going to ditch my 20 gauge for the day and bring out a 12 gauge to get stuff done. I'm expecting longer shots today and tougher birds, so that's what I chose to bring today. And Becca, of course, bringing her trusty A400 Upland Special in 20 gauge, and she's going to be shooting number 5 Kent Upland Steel in that. Of course, I'm bringing my Upland Alps Outdoors Extreme Upland pack here with a full 2-liter bottle, 2-liter hydration pack in it, and spare water because it's going to be a tough day out there in the desert. And of course, today I'm going to be wearing my Kenetrek non-insulated Mountain Extremes because this is going to be some tough hiking. I mean, right on the verge of mountaineering to get these things. And this has that arch support, so when I'm traversing steep terrain with the tips of my feet, climbing these hills, my foot isn't flexing constantly and overstressing and wearing out my feet. And of course, up in those big volcanic rocks on those ridges and peaks out in the Mojave Desert, I'm going to need good ankle support. So these are the boots I'm wearing today. These gosh dang chukar, why do they gotta live in places like this? Why? Well, I'm out here today in the beautiful and desolate El Paso Mountains of California, and I didn't run into any chucks today, but I did run into some cool stuff out here. Some very ancient native petroglyphs, and even a medicine wheel, and I'm going to show you that in this video. Found a rock with some petroglyphs on it. And this is interesting. This almost looks like a bighorn sheep head, maybe. That right there almost looks like a guy with a bighorn sheep headdress on. Kind of. Here's another petroglyph right here, and that looks like a bighorn sheep too. 4 legs. I found some ancient petroglyphs depicting bighorn sheep. This area was once teeming with huge herds of bighorn sheep. After the last ice age, this area was very lush and water was everywhere. But as the climate became dry and this area became a desert, it supported much less life. Then when European settlers came into the area, they brought livestock with them that transmitted disease to the wild sheep here and decimated the remaining populations. But luckily, the desert bighorn sheep is making a comeback today. And here's what looks like another bighorn sheep. Pretty damn cool. Okay, so I'm in an area where the Koso people lived thousands of years ago, and came across this. And this is not recent, this is very old. And to me it almost looks like a medicine wheel. Almost looks like that's almost exactly what it is. Very old though. I call this spot Chukar Alley because this is one of the biggest concentrations you'll find of them in my county. And this cinder cone up here covered with cheatgrass is their preferred habitat. They run in really large groups here, but man, are they tough to get and a lot of tough climbing here. We got to chuck her down. Those red legs, red-legged bastard. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful partridge. And chukar are excellent to eat too. So. Well, Becca actually, I chased those chukar when I jumped them 2 canyons over, and Becca was down here and they flew right over her, and she actually hit one and it went down somewhere over here, and we're trying to recover it right now. We can't find the damn thing. Shot it down. There's my Jeep. I hiked a good maybe 4 miles straight up mountains, and I jumped them halfway up this mountain and then chased them up another mountain behind it, and apparently they ended up right back where we started. But Becca hit one. We're gonna look around real hard here and try to recover this bird. And Becca got a chukar of her own. Becca's first chukar. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Oh, yeah.
Nailed it too. 20 gauge. Thanks for watching this video. In this video, I made it less about shooting birds and more about kind of showing you the toughness and difficulty of the terrain that these Mojave chukar live in. So I hope that came across to you. You know, and also you got to be mindful. Chukar hunting is not like quail hunting. They behave totally, you know, although they're distant relatives in the bird world, they behave totally differently. I mean, when a covey of chukar flush, you're not going to have singles and stuff that stay behind for you to kick up. They're all going to flush. They run faster, they fly faster, they fly further. They live in a different type of terrain. They sound different. Just about everything about this bird is different than a quail. So I wouldn't say your quail hunting skills will cross into the chukar hunting world at all. And chukar out here in the western deserts have a stigma surrounding them of being almost a mythologically tough bird to hunt. I mean, if you shoot one, it's like you bagged a unicorn or something. And I'll admit it, they're tough. I mean, they got all of their nicknames for a reason. The red-eyed demon, the red-legged devil, the Satan bird. You know, I've heard them all. And what's that old saying that everybody's been saying for decades now? You know, the first time you hunt chukar, it's to hunt them. Every time after that, it's for revenge. And that's the truth, man. These birds are tough to hunt. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you want to contact me with any questions or comments, you can reach me at desertdogoutdoors@gmail.com. And as always, thanks for watching. And if you like my videos, be sure to subscribe, and good hunting.